भगवान श्री योगी रामसूरतकुमार की जय। योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, योगी रामसूरतकुमार, जय गुरु राया। राम 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, 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 Rama 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 Ram. Rama Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya Rama 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 Yogi Ramsuratkumar Yogi Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Rama. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama Rama Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Ashram. Once again, it is with deep gratitude that we have offered the Nama lotuses, the golden lotuses, at the holy feet of our Bhagwan. This is no small grace that we are able to gather here in the powerful Sannadhi, powerful shrine of our Bhagwan. It is up to us to celebrate it. Bhagwan, to get around the problems of life, everyday problems of life, to get solutions to the problems, he has prescribed Nama and Seva. This Nama and Seva will not only give us solutions, they are capable of taking us to the final dissolution as well. So no one should underestimate the efficacy, the power of the name. It's a simple, straight, and a very powerful way of reaching God. Bhagwan, in the book of Sri Janardhanan, we come across this statement from Bhagwan. When Sri Janardhanan asks him if Bhagwan knew everything, Bhagwan said, "This beggar has learned everything straight from God. There is nothing this beggar can learn from anybody. If you want to learn anything from this beggar, you fall at my feet. And even then, only if I think it fit, I would teach you." Another incident, Shri Ganesh Anna of Raman Ashram asks Bhagwan, if you knew all the details of any event, and then he would put forth the knowledge of nuclear physics. Bhagwan said, yes, this beggar knows nuclear physics as well. Now this reminds us of the Upanishad statement, when that is known, everything else is known as well. So people like Bhagwan, the great masters, possessing the Paravidya and Aparavidya, the knowledge of sciences and the knowledge of the Supreme, they have come down out of their compassion and generosity to move with us amidst all of us in a very simple way and simplify the sadhana for us. So we have been seeing for some time what Bhagwan and also Swami Sitaram Das of Bengal have to say about Nama and Seva. That Nama, chanting the name, gives rise to prem. To develop this prem is very important. And to chant the name in places like this, where there is a lot of power, Shakti. One single Nama can bear enormous fruit. Especially when we sing with people, so many people, I see here every day a huge Shakti rising out of our chanting. Sometimes Bhagwan is so pleased, he cannot keep himself to the Murti here. He comes out. He dances, he walks up and down, and sometimes he simply moves his hand from there. He is so living, vibrant, and there is a constant flow of grace from his hand for all those who can see and for everyone who comes here seeking solace and succor. So the Divine knows what is necessary for us. Now yesterday, I came across the life of Sri Ramanujam, the genius. I was wonderstruck just how the Divine conducts its Leelas. We see Sri Ramanujam getting dreams every day, every night. The Divine Mother Namagiri Devi from Namakkal temple, she would visit him in the night and give him the theorems, the equations, which were some 20-25 years ahead. Some of the theorems, even the pundits of mathematics did not hear about. It would take hard work on the part of the greatest scientists of the world to work out some of those results, which for no work at all, Sri Ramanujan was getting straight from Namagiri Devi. Just imagine we have Mahalakshmi, Shri Narasimha Murthy there, and she is giving the knowledge of sciences, the most modern scientific truths, just like that. And when he sent it, many of the scientists did not even understand
what he had written, though they realized the genius behind it. Now, why I am saying, when Bhagwan says, yes, I have complete knowledge of nuclear physics, why wouldn't he have? Namagiri Devi, Mahalakshmi, from that temple in Namakkal, could give the most modern theorems and equations. Our computer knowledge today and many, many fields of mathematics are based upon Sri Ramanujan's discoveries. The infinite series, the partition numbers. There are some technical words I don't remember, but they have all rolled out from the tongue of Namagiri Devi. So when you become one with God, you have complete knowledge of the sciences and they are called Aparavidya and Paravidya, the supreme Vidya, the supreme knowledge. So when you possess the supreme knowledge, you have every knowledge of every field also. And Sri Ramanujan makes a comment later on when he is with the Cambridge people. You see, in India, he could not get a job for 18 rupees. He went from place to place begging for a job. He was suffering from poverty. He was married. He did not get 2 meals a day and he was begging. He failed in the other subjects. In mathematics, he was getting centum, but in other subjects, he failed. So he could not get a job. So pathetic was his state. And then somehow, by the divine grace, he sent some of his findings to Cambridge. And there was one Mr. Hardy. He was a non-believer. Just see how the divine chooses its instruments in specific Leelas. Though Mr. Hardy was an atheist, he recognized the genius behind all those findings of Sri Ramanujan. And then he invited him over there. In one of the conversations between Dr. Hardy and Sri Ramanujan, Sri Ramanujan says, if I did not get any equation or theorem as an expression of God, from God, I would not have accepted any of this. It came straight from God, he said. And the results came flooding that he was so eager to work it out, but there was no time. He went straight to the answer. Such was his genius. But he said, had it not come from the divine, I would not have accepted any of them. And Dr. Hardy did not believe in God. So when the other scientists put the question to him, he quotes God every time, a staunch believer in God, and you have no belief at all in God. How do you look upon the findings then? Mr. Hardy says, what does it matter where the equations come from? These are the results of a genius, discoveries of a genius. I recognize the genius in him. Why should I bother about the source? So the game, the Leela that the divine plays is mysterious and strange, and yet everyone is being used by the divine as an instrument. I remember Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar telling me once that when he came to know Dr. C.V. Raman was residing in Bangalore and he already got Nobel Prize, Bhagwan became curious. Shri Yogiji went all the way to Bangalore because he wanted to make sure a man who could get Nobel Prize had any faith in God. What did he have to say about God and faith? So Bhagwan in his language said, this beggar went all the way to Bangalore, to Shri C.V. Raman's house. Unfortunately, he had gone out. They had locked the house. After a week of hard work, he had gone to a place near Sringeri for rest. But in any case, he was going to come the next day. So this beggar had to wait. And this beggar was in rags. The clothes were very dirty. People like C.V. Raman, they might not even allow this beggar inside. But somehow, this beggar went inside. Next day, Shri C.V. Raman's wife was there. Thanks to Father, she somewhat recognized this beggar. She was very respectful and she said, my husband has gone for a walk now. He will be back any time. Kindly sit somewhere here. She called me in, but this beggar, every bit looking like a beggar, felt shy to go in. He said, okay, I would stay in the garden. So this beggar was resting on one of the benches there, stone benches. But when C.V. Raman came back, he was very tired. His wife forgot to say about this beggar. So he had food and he went to rest. This beggar waited. For some reason, Father wanted this beggar to wait and confront the scientist to know his opinion about God. Father's Leelas are mysterious, he said. And then as soon as Dr. C.V. Raman woke up, his wife, very regretful, informed him that somebody is there, he wants to question. This beggar did not know what his wife had to say to C.V. Raman, but he came running. And he brought a chair also. He made this beggar sit there. He treated this beggar with great respect. This beggar asked any question that came to his mind. Dr. C.V. Raman was very patient, kind to this beggar, very respectful. He answered every question of this beggar. His confirmed faith surprised this beggar. C.V. Raman had such faith in God. He believed that it is by God's grace that he could achieve anything at all. So you see, those who have true knowledge of the sciences or any field of the world, they also realize they could not have made it without the grace of God. And here, surprisingly, in the case of Sri Ramanujam, it is Namagiri Devi, Namagiri Tayar, we call her, Divine Mother Namagiri, gave all those modern theorems. Some of them are yet to be solved. So what does it show? That all these discoveries, inventions, whatever you call them, they're already there. Nothing is ever new. And God has everything in His possession, and whoever He chooses, He blesses with this knowledge. Everything comes from the source. So Bhagwan said, no matter what you achieve in this life, you have to admit that it is because of God and that you are only an instrument in His hands. And then he said, Devaki, the goal of life is only God. Getting Nobel Prize or becoming the Prime Minister of a country is not the goal of life. The goal of life for everyone, whether he is in Argentina or Australia or Alaska, is the same. This body is given to you, this life is given to you only to attain God, only to remember God. Then he said, the easiest, the simplest and straight way to God is remembering the name of God. Remembering the name is living in God. Living in God, God is ever fresh, ever new, ever now. So when you sing the name, you are living in God, so you are living in the now. And God is even beyond the now, beyond past, present or future. So you live in the now or beyond, whichever way you want to label it. So the simplest and the easiest and the highest, especially in Kali Yuga, is Nama chanting, singing the name and dancing if you can. Otherwise, sit in one place and do the japa. A Nama will take you to the highest knowledge. Not a single Nama goes waste. Every Nama does its transforming work. It purifies you, it destroys your past sins, prevents you from further sins. It sharpens your brain. It makes you disease-free, tension-free, problem-free. But then everything depends upon grace, and we have to keep praying and begging for this grace. So let's offer our today's prayer. Bhagwan, every day we beg you for your divine intervention, immediate divine intervention, to step in, free the entire humanity from the clutches of these viruses once for all, and bring back a normalcy based on dharma in all aspects of life. Any situation like this is bound to cleanse the world to some extent. We beg you, Bhagwan, to uproot all that is evil in the minds of people, all the negativities of the mind. We also beg you for those people who are unselfish and work for others, unmindful of their own discomfort, for their protection and all-round well-being. We beg you for a boost to our economy, and we pray and beg for ceaseless chanting, unbroken remembrance of your name, your auspicious, powerful, divine name. And we beg you to be fine instruments in your hands to run our everyday life as an offering to you. And finally, we seek that supreme blessing for complete purification, complete transformation, so that we could see your living, vibrant presence everywhere and all the time. We beg for your blessings to be able to see, recognize your will, your sankalpa in every happening of life, your Leela in all happenings of the world. We beg you for that preparation of mind to be able to see, even in the most devastating experiences of life, disastrous sufferings of life, your hidden grace, your invisible smile, your gracious hand for our spiritual growth, for greater relationship with you, for our greater good. Every suffering pushes you towards God. And every suffering that happens in our life is necessary. Necessary for our spiritual growth, and that's why it has been designed specially and specifically for you. Bhagwan, please bless us with that attitude of mind to be able to accept everything that happens in life, be it a joy or sorrow, as your specific blessing for me, for us, and be grateful to you for that. And for all the species of this cosmos, we beg you, at whatever level of being they are, please give them a lift to a higher plane. Let them be free from that state of misery and be uplifted to a higher plane. And eventually, we pray to be free from the cycle of births and deaths, to be able to live in you eternally, in you, the eternal entity. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.